and welcome to another edition of the One Team We Agree On. I'm Jillian.
I'm Kyle. How are you doing today?
I'm doing okay. How about yourself?
My knee hurts.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
On the
Well,
positive side, I can walk almost completely normal. My broken foot has made good progress.
yeah, unfortunately I fell today and yeah, it's not good. I have bandages on my knee but we're gonna get through this podcast.
Yep. So, um, we are going to recap the Union 2 victory in the Eastern Conference semifinal over Crown Legacy.
Yeah.
And also, of course, we are going to talk about Holden Trent.
Do you want to get into that right now?
Yeah, I think that's important to start with.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that we need to start with something that's
Yeah.
more of a sad topic, but I think this is the most important thing to address. So, of course, on late last week, we learned of Holden being in the ICU, and then the sad news on Saturday, just as I was arriving to the game for the Union 2 game.
Well,
And
you called me.
yeah, so because you were at the swim meet, and I arrived at Subaru Park and I saw the news that Holden had sadly passed. Um, Definitely not the news we wanted to hear. Um, and I just want to put out there that, I know it's human nature to be curious and to speculate, but we're not going to do that because the
I
fact of the matter is a young man, 25-year-old, sadly passed. And he was a son, he was a fiance, he was a brother, he was a teammate. And from everything that I heard, he was a really good person. I met him at Meet the Team night.
yeah, you did.
Um, but I didn't have too many interactions, but you can tell by the way that his teammates,
Oh, they loved him.
like, yeah, they loved him, and the tributes came pouring in. So, um, I just wanted to say that, our deepest condolences to the Trent family and
Oh
to
my God.
everyone that cares for him, his teammates, the organization. Just, it's heartbreaking.
No words. You know, here's what I'm gonna say. A man died. Pray for his family, pray for his fiance, pray for his parents, siblings. Look, we got a donation, the Holden Trent Goal 13 Foundation, an organization dedicated to honor Holden Trent's legacy by supporting other athletes or to Holden Trent's soccer scholarship at High Point. High Point has some things. We're going to put those links in the description.
Yeah.
Marlon brought it up, an organ donor. Be an
Yes.
organ donor and
Yes.
Holden Trent's legacy. There were some questions that I heard about prime for Holden Trent's death, and I thought Marlon handled that well.
I was sitting right in front of him at the press conference after the game, and I could see it in his eyes. Just
Yeah,
he
no, it's a coach.
just, oh my gosh. And it was all I could do to really not get emotional too, but I thought it was wonderfully said by Marlon. It was a very emotional night, of course, but um I I'm so happy that the team, that Union 2 could go out and win that for Holden. And also it is, Holden's a hero, like Marlon said. He's a hero, being an organ donor
Yeah.
and giving the gift of life to others. And his legacy is going to live on.
At the end of the day, we saw the outpouring. MLS
Hmm.
teams supporting Holden,
Yep.
supporting Philadelphia Union.
Yeah, we
At
saw.
the end of the
Mhm.
day, we saw Julian Carranza.
Oh,
That was a beautiful moment.
beautiful. Julian Carranza scoring a goal for Feyenoord and lifting up his jersey, and you see his shirt that says R.I.P. Holden. or if you've had a loved one or a teammate or anyone like in
Anybody.
that.
I
So,
mean, yeah.
and so I just wanted to say deepest condolences to everyone affected. I saw
Yeah.
it on the faces of the people in the organization on Saturday.
Yeah.
Um, the people that you all might not know, but people behind the scenes that knew him well. And
Oh, yeah.
so again, just heart goes out to the Trent family and everyone
Yeah.
involved. And if you feel led to do so, definitely encourage you to make
We'll put
donations.
the links in the
Mhm.
description. But again, keep your hearts with the Trent family right now. Please. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. So
Woo! Where we go
yeah,
from here?
get rolling here on the rest of our topics. Just a reminder, where you can find us. We are on social media we're on Twitter at TOTWAG. My personal account, silly double underscore Jilly. Kyle's at Coach Almany. We have our Facebook and Instagram accounts and YouTube at the One Team We Agree On. And then we have our website, theoneteamweagreeon.com. I also have my TikTok, Jillian underscore Almany. I just posted a couple new videos for Union 2 on there. So definitely check those out. And of course, no episode would be complete without saying what we're wearing today. So I wasn't, if they actually sold Union 2 stuff, I would have worn it. Okay. On a much happier note, I mean, Union 2, they're going to the Eastern Conference Final. They're going to the Eastern Conference Final. They're playing at Subaru Park this Saturday,
Yeah.
6 p.m. Everybody better show up and make that place loud. It was pretty loud with even the amount of fans that there were there, but these guys deserve the support. They're putting it all out there. I mean, what a gutsy performance this past Saturday. And in the quarterfinals as well. So I think they deserve the support. But I digress though. They had the Union shop open, but they don't sell Union 2 stuff, which is a shame.
Yeah.
I would definitely buy a jersey, but I decided to wear the tie-dye love shirt that I did this year at Sons of Ben. Just I kind of went with that because just, want to just remember we love all this and, sending love to all those affected, honestly. It's kind of a love theme there. So Kyle, what are you wearing today?
I can't do it.
All right. All right. Well,
Uh,
Kyle, you're because it's National Cat Day,
yeah.
just for funsies, and it's almost Halloween. It is a black cat shirt. Our actual black cat we have is kind of wandering around here, and hopefully won't take down the equipment like he did the one. You know,
Let's talk about the
the
game.
Union 2 versus Crown Legacy. So Martlin had said they learned of Holden's passing not long before they,
Yeah.
got there and everything. And so, of course, the team, they're going to be emotional. And Holden did make one appearance for Union 2 this year in goal. And he made some appearances last year. He was really battling injuries throughout,
Yeah.
his time with the Union. So it was really unfortunate with that. But um, they said best, they wanted to honor Holden, go out and get that win. And so they're just playing with a little extra motivation. And yeah, it was emotional. And so first of all, they came out and they did have a moment of silence for Holden, and they had a tribute for that, and they had his jersey. They took a picture with Holden's jersey,
Yeah.
and we'll have clips of that as well. But just to recap on that, actually, do you want to show the picture for that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Kyle unfortunately was not able to be at the game.
Yeah.
But he was coaching at our summit, and so I went to it. And there's the view from warm-ups. And then I got some of the Bridge Brigade.
Hey, there's Vince.
Yeah, there's Van
And
Ken and Andrew Bort, a bunch of those guys there. And of course, Bridge Brigade's been amazing for the support. All right, so there's them coming on the field, of course. And then here is the tribute to Holden Trent. up on the scoreboard.
Yeah.
And so they honored him. They did a moment of silence as well. And so that was very, very touching. And then show the next one. Yeah. And
All right.
oh,
Well,
and yeah, there should be
uh,
another one. Um
there's not.
there should be one. The Bridge Brigade also put a Holden sign near the
Yeah.
goal. And it had like a 13 in it. So I thought I put a picture of that on there as well. It might be on the next one.
There's
So,
no Pierre.
yeah, and Marlon, they did some cool introduction.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so there's the Holden sign that they hung up. So with the 13 within it there, so for his number. So I thought that was really good, and so props to all the guys there in Bridge Brigade for doing that. And the Neil Pierre and Marlon LeBlanc things there on the scoreboard, when they were introducing the players, they actually had like nice graphics introducing them, which was cool.
We saw that last week.
Yeah, so I took a couple pictures of those, and then
All right.
yeah,
Well,
so I added a couple clips in there. So
all right.
that's Makanya's goal.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to
Yeah. So anyway, so this is only the second time they played Crown Legacy this season. That's one
Yep.
reason why Marlon chose them, because like they
Let's
played
be honest.
Columbus
He
Crew.
chose them because they were the number.
They were
8
the
seed.
lowest seed out of the
Yeah.
choices. And he said, it was because also to bring in a different team because they've faced Columbus Crew like 3 times.
And when I talked to him on Friday, I was like, "Is that the real reason?" He's like, "Yeah." I mean, honestly, I'm going to challenge these guys.
Yeah.
And that's what you want as a coach. You
Yeah.
want to challenge those guys.
Yeah, because Crown Legacy just knocked off the number 1 seed in the
Yeah.
West. They had just
to be
beaten
the
some.
man, you got to beat the man.
So it was a challenge because number 1, I thought it was funny when I saw I went down the stands for like a little bit at the beginning when they were warming up just to say hi to some people, and the Bridge Brigade were heckling the goalie from Crown Legacy, who's like 6'7". Okay, Adunzi, I think is his name.
Yeah. He had a
And
great game.
he did. He made some really good saves.
Yeah.
I mean, credit to him. So he definitely kept in that because we'll put it this way: Union 2 had chances, they could not finish.
I
Unfortunately,
mean, that's been the story, like the first team.
like the first team, and so yeah, they I'll say though also uh for as well much as the Union 2 couldn't finish their chance, but the defense backed them up though. Their defense was strong. I mean,
Yeah.
let's talk about that defense. I mean,
Again, you
they
were
had like
there.
3 shots
You,
on goal.
Todd, Jose, Jimmy were there.
Yeah.
Pat was there. I mean, like, you guys saw the game. I mean, I'm just
Yeah.
listening to it. But what I listened to, and now I picked it up at 75th minute. You're up 1-0. But even the chances that I
Yeah.
saw from Andrew Rick, Neil, even McConaughey. Now, let's talk about McConaughey. He
Yeah.
got caught out of position a couple times, but we
Yeah.
saw that.
And as Marlon said, he had a bit of it because I asked Marlon about Nakanya's performance in the presser.
Mhm.
And he said, and I don't know if we're gonna play that clip, if you have that clip there, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, he had a shaky first like 20 minutes or so, but he settled in, and of course, in I believe the 29th minute, Nakanya scored the only goal in regulation for Union 2. So let's go ahead and play that. It was off a
Sorry, I got
set
the,
piece, off a corner kick via CJ Olney. So here it is.
Here we go.
Yeah, so I want to note that in the previous game, there's while we're on it too, that's it's like a little pano of the crowd. So I want to note that the previous game, Makanya was on the bench. He'd been the usual starter, one of the usual starting center backs. He and Neil Pierre have been a really good pair in the back.
Can I say it was a better pair?
What?
Neil Pierre and Carlos Rojas.
Oh, Rojas did a great job there.
He came in.
And then when he came in, he was fantastic. Yeah.
I think Carlos Rojas is a really good player, a really good Venezuelan that I hope the Union give a fair shake to.
Yeah.
I mean, Macania, look, I love his story.
I do too. It's very telling when Jim goes to Nate Harrell at center back instead of Nakanya.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, we can say what we want to about Makai.
He's a nice kid. I like, and I want him to be successful, but if he's not ready,
then he's not ready
Yeah.
as a U22. You can't give that up. You just really can't. And also, I mean, I could say something about Brandon Craig, but some people
well, it's very telling if he's not even getting playing time in USL.
don't.
I mean,
I mean,
there's some people who are big time on the Brandon Craig, um,
let's talk about Gavin Wetzel.
he did a great job. I know Marlon noted that.
Yeah.
So you talked to Gavin at a practice.
Yeah, we had that article.
Yes, we did.
We did. And look, it was after Gavin Wetzel scoring a goal.
Yeah, against Crew 2.
Crew 2, that they ended up losing 3-2. But, talking about that game, talking about his development, people were like, Gavin Wetzel, who the heck is he? And I'm like, this guy, when he comes on, he's been really solid. And now he's getting starting minutes. He's overtaken Jamir Berdesio. He was signed on, on loan. I mean.
But yeah, Marlon's seeing some good things from Gavin and went with him in this big role. So
and Gavin's continued to deliver. And I think Gavin Wetzel has a future. Maybe again, not with the first team, but maybe a future in professional soccer.
Yeah.
I think he's really good. I think he sees good vision. However, I think maybe athletically he's not the most athletic, but he's a good player.
He is.
He's a good player. He's a good soccer player. And at the end of the day, the guy's got good awareness and vision. I like him.
Yeah.
And he reminds me of a Nate Harrell light. He has that hunger in him. He plays with that hunger.
I was gonna say too.
You know who else plays with hunger?
Frankie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and let me talk about this. Okay. So former guest show, Frankie. I mean, listen. Big fan of you, Frankie. Like how you play with that grit. Like, I like that. And I want to say that I know Todd Lewis brought up too on his pod that this is like, it could be another like Nate Harrell situation where he just comes out of nowhere, starts like playing really, really well and really starts making his way up through.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
What?
Y'all drinking the Frankie Kool-Aid? Because we've been on this bus
We've
been on this bus.
Listen.
And look, we're not even calling it, but we're having fun.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
The great thing is that
we know these guys are great and that they're exciting and they're fun to watch and that they've got promise.
But we also know how big of a jump MLS Next Pro is to MLS.
Yes, it is.
But then you see people like Neil Pierre. You see people like you see these stories and just see Frankie. He has that grind and that grit that Philadelphia people like. Could you
Frankie's
imagine?
so Philly. We know he's Northeast Philly.
Could you imagine? They sell Kai, and I love Kai.
We love Kai. We love Kai.
Best guys ever. Probably one of my top 2 current Union players besides Andre Blake.
Oh, absolutely.
However, let's say Kai moves on. Frankie's now, let's say 29, 30. Let's say Frankie's now 23, entering his prime. Now being the starting left back. Maybe Nate's still around. Could you imagine those two?
Oh, yeah.
Could you imagine Neil Pierre there? I mean,
I hope the Union can hang on to Neil Pierre because he's that good too.
I don't think that's
I've always said like he's like one of the center backs of the future.
And maybe Brendan Craig is back.
You just never know. Because here's the thing. Think about it. No, Nate Harrell, he all of a sudden really came on, like the way his story's gone is really cool.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
These are stories, folks. They're like, oh my gosh, these guys are not MLS players.
But they got to start somewhere.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, to see these guys maybe make it, it's exciting.
It is.
It's exciting, but at the end of the day, we're going to be at the end of the day, this is not a Union podcast. This is a Union 2 podcast. You need to do more with our first team. we'll get to that at a later episode. However, let's be, for this episode, appreciative of these kids.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so first of all, and I said this before, I'm a developmental swim coach. I don't coach like the stars on our team. I coach the developing swimmers, the ones that maybe someday will be stars, and some of them have gone on to be real good. But like the thing is, my goal is not them winning everything. My goal is for them to develop and then have a nice, successful career in their swimming career. And so sometimes, you know, they end up getting pretty good even when they're still in my group. And then they're too good for me eventually. And I have to move 'em on. But it's like, this is why I really appreciate what Marlon does. And he says, you know, his number one job is developing them, but they're also really winning. They're really good this year. And so I appreciate where he's coming from. And I can't say enough about Marlon. Like Marlon, I think is a phenomenal coach, and the Union are lucky to have him.
I'm just appreciative.
Yeah. So
Anyway,
yeah. So
let's get back to
anyway, but yeah, so I
we're
thought
off on a tangent.
we are we are. But so anyway, Frankie, fantastic job. I noticed he was hurting. Like he went down at the one point, and but he got up
Marcus
and
did.
yeah, Marcus well, I'll say this. Marcus and Eddie, I love that pairing. And Marcus is just so physical, and he follows up his shots. Like he's crashing at the goal, he'll take a shot, but he follows through. And he if the goalkeeper is going to spill the ball or something, he's going to be there on it. So I love that. Eddie's got the good speed.
Mhm.
And shout out to Eddie. I like the headband, that 100% Jesus headband.
Yep.
Thought that was cool. And so I thought that pairing was good, but also there's so much to like on this team. I think CJ Olney has been phenomenal. He's been the big hero lately, of course, but I mean, we could go top to bottom with this team, but here's the thing. Like if people aren't drinking the U2 Kool-Aid yet, like they're fun. Like they're what Philly likes. This, as Marlon said, this blue collar underdog mentality, you know.
That post that you asked that question, and by the way, thank you.
Marlon had such a great response to my question about what's your message to the fans. I mean, we should play it. I think I uploaded that clip there. But anyway,
Um, it's on our.
it's on my social, and it's on my new, and I have a new article out, so you can see it on there too.
And by the way, you're welcome.
Okay. It was a team effort. Yes.
I know, no.
No.
Actually, for anybody saying, I've heard some people say, "Oh, do you feed her comments?" No, I
Keep
do
saying
not
that.
feed her questions at all. Like it's a team effort. So the truth of the matter is, and this is the truth, for anybody who's wondering, we come up with the questions together.
Together.
And we decide prior to press conferences, and then during press conference, we communicate.
Mhm.
And that's how it goes.
Yes, it is
And
a team effort.
Jillian has come up with many questions by herself and has actually fed me questions from the other end.
This is true.
This is true.
This is true.
So,
but anyway.
no, I just bring that up because I always joke about that. I get people saying, "Oh, are you feeding her questions?"
Listen, you know what? The disrespect. I am
Exact.
I am like one of the few females in this,
Jillian, you're fine.
I know. No, you know what? It's like I had this big I was like in college, and I had a big swim meet against my old team, and I beat them. Okay? I was coaching against my old team, and I beat them, and someone actually asked, "Oh, did your dad help you with the lineup?" I'm like,
No.
because my dad was a swim coach. Like, no, I did that myself. Okay. And yeah,
She's
give me some
very
credit.
independent, folks. That's the funny thing. I mean, we work together again.
But anyway, I don't want to
Anyway.
get too off on a
No,
tangent,
no.
but
But
anyway.
anyway, so my
Back to the
gosh,
game.
we've
Yeah.
had some fun episode tonight.
Yeah. So I think we needed a little bit of a, pick me up on that. I'm watching our cats like about to go into
Anyway,
WrestleMania
let's
over
not
there.
talk about that. So
anyway,
Crown Legacy scores.
Yeah. In the
We-
88th minute, like
Yeah,
just
and
kind of knocked the wind
maybe it
out.
was all sides, maybe it wasn't. Union to the response resiliency, like Marlon's talking about. Try to get a goal. Maybe it's a goal, maybe it's not. But Neil. Anyway,
Anyway,
We go
regulation ends.
PKs.
Well, yeah, we get through extra time first of all, because the playoffs they actually do extra time.
But then we get the penalty
PKs,
kicks.
and I'm like, I'm totally not triggered right now.
And
I turned to Todd in the press. I'm totally not triggered right now.
and I sent you the cat.
Oh, like the PTSD one?
The
Yeah.
cat,
Yeah.
like, yep.
'Cause
And
we were there in LA. So
can't wait to be in another final soon, hopefully. And we're that
oh gosh.
close to
Anyway,
it.
let's not go there. Anyway,
Let's go now.
let's not go there. But
No.
anyway, so it eventually gets to PKs. All right.
Can I say something about PKs? So
I hate PKs when I'm invested
go
in it.
down and you text me, you're like, it's over. And
I did not text that it's over.
you text me like,
No, I was like, hold on to your butts. You know, the GIF,
yeah.
the GIF with
And then I sent
Samuel L. Jackson from Jurassic
and then I
Park.
sent the praying baby when Rick made the save.
Yeah.
And I made the praying baby.
So
And then
okay.
and then they got the goal.
Okay.
Sal goes,
Okay, you're jumping ahead here, Kyle.
no, I'm just
Well, okay, let's back up a second.
okay.
Okay. So Crown Legacy makes their first one.
Yeah.
Then Frankie comes up. There's a big boat going by the way, which I thought was kind of cool. Buries it. Crown Legacy, they make another one. And then Nick Periano missed, which was surprising because he's been so good from the spot.
No, and I saw him on Friday
Yeah.
nail too, and I'm like, dang, this guy, he doesn't have power, but he hits the corners. And I just don't think it went off his feet right. But beyond that.
Yeah. And then I believe it was the third one, was it? Rick saved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was 1-1. I'm like, and that's where I sent the praying baby.
And of course it went nuts. And then, I think Macania was next. He made his.
He's made his.
And then the Crown Legacy made their next one. And then Sal made his.
He buried it.
Yeah, he did. Real nice shot by Sal. And then big moment, Crown Legacy come up and Rick saves it.
Yeah, and then let's talk about CJ's because you posted this on Twitter.
Yeah.
Somebody's like, do it for Holden right when he hits it, and he freaking buries that thing like a bullet in the back.
Yes, he does. I mean, that was just.
I'm just saying, he just buries that thing like,
Yes.
bam. And I'm like, oh, I heard that. Like, do it for Holden. He's like, bam. I'm like,
yeah. I looked up at this. I just looked up and I was just like.
And then he saw Rick like show.
Yes, he had initials on his wrist there. Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, I think the message through the rest of the playoffs, win or lose, is going to be do for Holden.
Yeah.
You now have a rally cry.
Yeah.
Now, let's get to Saturday. So Saturday's Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
If you haven't been there to a U2 game yet, as Anthony Edwards said, going to Western Conference Finals. Okay, wait a minute. Let's that didn't go well for Timberwolves. But bring your ass. Bring your ass to this game. If you've not
swear jar.
I don't care.
Okay,
like,
I know.
Bring your ass. If you're like, well, I don't want to support the Union anymore. I'm done. No. These kids, having been there, Jillian has been there. I've been there on Fridays. These kids work hard. They're up at 9 a.m. training. Bring your ass. Because look, you want to see Kevin Sullivan? Here's Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah.
You can see Kevin. You can see CJ. You can see David Vasquez.
Yeah, they've all been phenomenal.
Look, we're selling this game right now because this is something that I want to see Hawkeye there. I want to see Union Hawk there. I don't know who he is.
Yeah, we don't know who he actually is.
But if Hawkeye's up there on the bridge, like, bring Hawkeye up. Like,
listen, there is playoff soccer in Chester still.
Exactly, and that's the name of this episode. There's playoff soccer in Chester.
This is the last game in Chester for the season at this point. Either way, because whoever wins this game is going to go play either at North Texas or at St. Louis. It's going to be an away game for the final.
And we're going to be there.
We are
going to be there.
If they win, if
we'll be there. But at the end of the day, look. I know it's been a long season for the Union.
It has.
I know people are off the ship, off the coast. Maybe they're supporting DC United, Red Bulls again. I don't know. look, at the end of the day, like, these kids are fun.
Yeah. They
They have
deserve
a
the
hope,
support.
and they're easy to support. And the Bridge Brigade is amazing.
Yeah.
So show up on Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you go on my article, I have a link for the tickets on there. You can
Yeah.
get links all over the place. Bridge Brigade, look at their social media accounts. They have it linked. You can get tickets for $10. Okay.
And the truth is, Columbus Crew 2, they've been to 3 consecutive MLS Next Pro finals.
Yeah. They're not going to be easy. And
No, Eastern
yeah.
Conference finals. Now, they've made the last 2 cup finals. They won the first one, lost to Austin 2 last year. And now they're back again. And the coach of the last 2 is now the Montreal head coach. So at the end of the day, they're going to be a tough out. They can score goals. They put up a banger against Inter Miami. And then they beat Chicago Fire 2 on the road 3-2.
Yeah.
I mean, Chicago Fire drew 2-2, and then they came back. Literally, I was typing an article,
Mhm.
and bam, they scored right away. They're going to be a tough out. Now,
For what it's worth, it was like you could hear a pin drop in Chicago.
it was.
Like,
And also,
yeah.
so you got to be
It
loud.
needs to be a hostile environment
It
there.
really does. And look, Union went 3-1 first time in June.
Yeah.
And the Union on a hot streak. They will go out to historic Crew 2 Stadium, lose 3-2. On that, Gavin Wessels ties up 2-2.
Mhm.
Kanya gives up that PK late,
Yeah.
and they lose. And then they drew 1-1 at the end, towards the end of the year.
The end of August. And well, they drew, but then they won on PKs. And
Yeah.
memorably at that game, Kevin Sullivan had just a golaza. Oh my goodness. Which I don't know how that wasn't even nominated for goal of the year.
I don't know
What are
either.
you doing?
But look, at the end of the day, this is going to be a tough match.
Yeah.
And if I'm going to say it right now, they get through this match.
I mean, who knows? I believe in them. We've followed them all
for them because
all
I'm
season
looking.
long.
I've been following North Texas.
Oh, they're good.
There is a freight train coming. And I'm not going to say I don't believe, because I do believe in this team. I would love nothing more than to go on the road and redeem
Mm.
that year.
I mean,
not
it's not the same exactly, but still.
In my heart, it is.
It's still, yeah.
In my heart, it is.
But
anyway.
long story short, get out to Subaru Park. Like I said,
Yeah.
tickets are cheap. Parking is free. You can park in like G lot, H lot. I think they've had open too. They've actually with these playoff games, because more of a crowd, they've had the team store open. They've had more of the concessions open, and it's general admission, so you can sit wherever on that one side. I suggest 104 where Bridge Brigade sits, because that's the best place. If you want to be a part of the action.
If they move on, who you want?
Well, if they move on, if they went to North Texas, just putting this out there, that stadium is right by Jerry World, okay? And the Eagles play at Dallas the same weekend.
You know who won at that stadium in 2010?
Yeah, we're not talking about that. Anyway,
I could go there.
I mean, St. Louis would be cool too, because I've never been there.
No,
So,
look, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
yeah, we need to take care of business. Okay?
We do.
You need to
maybe we'll
take care of business
back
Saturday.
with another episode, or maybe back with another. Well, that was fun.
And we're gonna have content all through the off season either way.
Either way,
We've got some things in the works.
So we're gonna ride this out until the Union too. We got players, we got family, we got
Other
fans.
people in the media, fans.
Yeah,
we got all
fans.
kinds of
we got things. So after this ride's over, we're gonna do our season recap with Jim. We're gonna do Marlins season recap, and then we're gonna do season 3 of What If.
Oh yes, we'll be asking for your what ifs eventually.
Yes, we will. And also, Jillian's gonna do her holiday merchandise. We've been teasing this for 2 years now, and you have yet to do.
And speaking of merch, I have something cool coming up.
You do.
I do.
And we also have something else cool coming up.
I have something else cool that you don't know about.
Oh, you don't also know about shop that's coming up.
Oh.
Oh, we might have a merch store coming up.
Ooh.
You stay tuned for a merch store. Trust me, it's going to be really inexpensive because we're not trying to make money. We
Yeah.
just do this for love, but we're going to be doing fans too. So anyway, lot to discuss. Look, if you're coming out, let us know.
Yeah, we're not gonna be rushing there from swim meets this time either. So we'll be
I will
there.
be rushing from a major diabetes expo where we're going to have over 1,000 people now.
Oh, and also we're both raising money for American Heart Association
Yes,
through the union's team for that, for the heart walk that's happening on Saturday. Um, you messed up your knee, so and you have your diabetes thing, so I know you can't walk. I'm hoping to be able to. My foot is
and
still
your
healing,
car just
and my car is giving me issues. So it's up in the air, but I'm raising money, and um, if
give.
you feel led to give to that, I will post that on Twitter. And it is a cause very important to me. I did lose my grandfather at age 57. I was only like not even 4 years old, and I have like one memory of him. And I
But
lost him to a heart attack. So it's always been a really important cause for me. And so that's why I am raising money to support that. And also, I wanted to help out the union with doing that cause.
exactly. But first and foremost, give money to Holden Trent
Yes.
and the family. I mean,
For their scholarship and
yeah,
thing.
no,
Yeah.
no. Like, we're not asking for money. If it's between us and Holden Trent's, we give the Holden.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Absolutely. But anyway, that's it for the one team we agree on.
Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe. Follow us on our social media accounts. Leave us comments. We love hearing from you. It's been so nice meeting some people in person,
Yeah.
okay, at the games and everything. So definitely don't be shy. Come say hi. And that rhymes. And I didn't try that. So yeah, we look forward to hopefully seeing a lot of people out at Subaru Park on Saturday at the Eastern Conference Final.
And until next time, I'm Kyle,
I'm Jillian.
and we'll see you at the game.